He knew it, had come to accept it. "Pardon?" The fork he had raised with its thick bite of steak impaled did not pause before his lips, but in spite of Simon's iron control, a muscle twitched in his lower eyelid. He chewed, and then he answered, his voice even. "Yes?" The man standing politely at his table might be a broker, a corporation lawyer, a doctor. He had a professional air designed to inspire confidence in his fellows, but he was not what Simon had expected at all. He was too respectable, too polite and correct to be death. Though the organization had many servants in widely separated fields. "Colonel Simon Tregarth, I believe?" Simon broke a muffin apart and buttered it. "Simon Tregarth, but not Colonel," he corrected, and then added with a counter-thrust on his own, "as you well know." The other seemed a little surprised, and then he smiled, that smooth, soothing, professional smile. "How maladroit of me, Tregarth. But let me say at once, I am not a member of the organization. I am instead, if you wish it, of course, a friend of yours. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Jorge Petronius. Very much at your service, may I add." Simon blinked. He had thought the scrap of future remaining to him well accounted for, but he had not reckoned on this meeting. For the first time in bitter days, he felt, far inside him, the stirring of something remotely akin to hope. It did not occur to him to doubt the identification offered by this small man watching him narrowly now through the curiously thick lenses supported by such heavy and broad black plastic frames that Petronius appeared to wear the half-mask of 18th century disguise. Dr. Jorge Petronius was very well known throughout that half-world where Tregarth had lived for several violent years. If you were hot, and you were also lucky enough to be in funds, you went to Petronius. Those who did were never found thereafter, either by the law or the vengeance of their fellows. "Sammy is in town," that precise, slightly accented voice continued. Simon sipped appreciatively at his wine. "Sammy?" He matched the other's detachment. "I am flattered." "Oh, you have something of a reputation, Tregarth. For you the organization unleashed their best hounds, but after the efficient way you dealt with Karchev and Lamson, there remained only Sammy. However, he is slightly different metal from the others, and you have, if you will forgive my prying into your personal affairs, been on the run for some time, a situation which does not exactly strengthen the sword arm." Simon laughed. He was enjoying this, the good food and drink, even the sly needling of Dr. Jorge Petronius. But he did not lower his guard. "So, my sword arm needs strengthening? Well, doctor, what do you suggest as the remedy?" "There is my own." Simon put down his wine glass. A red drop trickled down its side to be absorbed by the cloth. "I have been told your services come high, Petronius." The small man shrugged. "Naturally, but in return I can promise complete escape. Those who trust me receive the worth of their dollars. I have had no complaints." "Unfortunately, I am not one who can afford your services." "Your recent activities having so eaten into your cash reserve? But of course. However, you left San Pedro with 20,000. You could not have completely exhausted such a sum in this short interval, and if you meet Sammy, what remains shall only be returned to Hansen." Simon's lips tightened. For an instant, he looked as dangerous as he was, as Sammy would see him if they had a fair, face-to-face meeting. "Why hunt me up? And how?" he asked. "Why?" Again Petronius shrugged. "That you shall understand later. I am, in my way, a scientist, an explorer, an experimenter. As for how I knew you were in town and in need of my service,